How is it going, Bohemian Rhapsodies? The Trout 91 here for a Call of Duty Ghosts Xbox One gameplay. Yes, so I got my Xbox One on Friday, and I'm having good amounts of fun. I'm actually using the SA something or other assault rifle with the thermal hybrid uh, attachment. The SA assault rifle is one of those guns that every time I pick it up, it's an absolute pleasure to use. But if I make a class with it, it doesn't tend to put. I can't get my words out. Tend to work out so well. I think I pick up one or two extra ones off the ground in this game and actually go a little bit ham. But I think I picked up one of them with the silencer and the tracking sight. I started using that, and I was having a lot of success. My KD's been skyrocketing playing on the Xbox One. I think it's because people are still trying to get used to the controller, and there's a lot of people who've just got this game with the Xbox One, and I don't think they've actually played it with the 360, which is certainly helpful, but there are some guys who still know what they're doing. Um, and it can be a little bit difficult, and there's not a lot of people online, so I'm usually forced to play TDM or something. But I thought I'd kind of talk you through what it is that I'm doing to try and get what is going to be a K.E.M strike in this game. Now, it's a lot easier to do on TDM, I have to admit, because you don't have to focus so much. Well, it's easier, and it's also a little bit more difficult because there aren't as many kills going around, such as something like kill confirmed. So you have to constantly be aware of how many kills are left on the game. So a lot of this gameplay is me just taking it slow, and I figured out that the problem I'm having with this game and getting good gameplays and good KDs is that I'm very rush happy. I'm a little bit ADHD when it comes to patience, because I've played so much Call of Duty that I just kind of don't care, and unless I'm specifically going for gameplays, I'm not bothered about how the game goes. So I don't tend to do a lot of thinking about what's going on. I just kind of mash the sprint button and move around. But this game, I was listening to my surroundings. I was just kind of taking it slow and looking about what was going on. I actually spot this guy here. I'm not sure how he didn't pick me off, but just about managed to ready myself and take him down for that 6 kill streak. I'm not calling it a dog because I don't want him to kind of give away my position, but I'm in a bit of a hospital area here. So I think I decided to call it in case someone does sneak up behind me and I need some protection. So that is why Riley has been called in at this point in time. I'm actually using the assault package. I didn't actually mean to use it either. I was trying to put on a higher kill streak set, but I didn't have time to do it. But that actually worked out in my favor. The SATCOMs definitely helped out a little bit. The guard dogs were good protection, and they gave away the enemy positions at times. And the Juggernaut Maniac, although I didn't really use it towards the end, became a little bit of good baiting, so it was very helpful. And Riley almost taken my kill there, but I managed to get it on Arcade God. And so what I did is I just kind of found an area or two that I was comfortable in, just used the mini-map to predict where the enemy team was. I think a lot of people underestimate the use of teammates when it comes to getting high kill streaks, because I can see that they're all around the map, so I have this idea that they're going to be spawning relatively near my area. Because the way that Call of Duty spawns work, especially in team deathmatches, if one team is on the one side of the map, the other team is going to spawn on the opposite side. So that's kind of what I did, and I noticed that we're all on this side of the map, so I'm getting the feeling they're all going to spawn here. And instead of, that was actually a fail slide, but instead of going through that fence where my vision is a little bit taken away from me, I decided to go through the house and see what I could make up, because I assume they're going to be spawning by the docks. So I'm just waiting here. I think I've heard a couple of people. I'm not sure if it might have actually been Riley that I was sound whoring there. If you don't use your sound to your advantage in this game, it kind of takes away a huge amount of your advantage in the game for you, because it does provide you with a lot of actual tactics. And I think people are probably wondering why I'm not using Stalker, because I used to use Stalker all the time, and I used to use Stock in Black Ops 2, but the reason why I'm not using it is because it's actually banned in competitive, and at some point I would like to get back into competitive, so I'm not using it, because if I start using it, I get too used to using it, and then when I stop using it, then it becomes really weird. So I've just gotten into the habit of not using it ever. So in this situation, that guy took a couple shots. He's actually backed out of it. I didn't expect him to go completely AWOL there, but he has come back round. Then there's another guy here Just completely out of position. I take him down. And then I'm predicting this other guy to come and chase it. Because he's got to have an idea of where I am. But he's gone flying past me and I pick up that kill. So I'm pretty sure they're all still going to be spawning in this area. So I'm being really cautious about what's going on. Trying to sound horn. I see my team's on the opposite side of the map. So I'm predicting that they are going to be spawning on this side of the map. So I'm just kind of hanging around. I've got that honey badger. So I don't have to be too lenient with my shooting. I can be a little bit over the top with it. And I think I'm sound whoring a guy right now as he's coming up the left-hand stairs, and there he is, right on cue. We do in fact pick up that not the SA, the SATCOM. Gonna pick up his M9A1 because we're actually out of bullets on our thermal SA, and there I'm just using the map to see where exactly they're spawning, and I see they're spawning on the other side of the map. I spot this guy. I don't know how he didn't see me in this situation, but managed to use the poles to my advantage. He's too busy sprinting around, and I catch him with his pants down. And I'm going to move up this left-hand side because I know that there is a guy on the hill who's probably been alerted to my area. So I'm going to move on to these boxes and check over the top, see if anyone's there. So I know they've got to be coming around this backside. There's one, and there's the second guy, not particularly prepared for it. And we get that guard dog out. So it's coming into crunch time. We've got ourselves another weapon, and it's not a silenced weapon this time. And we've got to make up 9 kills as best we can. So I'm out of ammo on the honey badger. So I switched to the M9A1. I'm not particularly happy about this pistol, and the pistols in this game are generally not that great. So you're putting yourself at a risk picking one up, but I'm pretty confident in how much ammo I've got with this gun if I do need that secondary. So I decided to put myself in a situation where that is going to work out for me. I kind of a little bit of a panic shot. I didn't expect him to just be crouching around that corner there, but Riley gave me a good idea that someone was round the corner. So my ideal situation is I want to try and get in the cave, because if I move around the right-hand side, I'm probably going to get picked off, because I imagine they're going to be spawning over on that hill, and it's going to be a bad situation for me. Got to pick up 8 kills, 6 kills even. Try and get the hit markers on that. He gets away, but I know he's going to try and challenge me, because in Publix, anyone who hears that dinner bell going of your gun, they're going to be trying to challenge you as much as possible. So this guy charges, managed to get the reload off. I actually sound hoard him, picked him off. I think I hear another guy coming through. Pick him up. Actually overlap my maniac kill streaks. And I spot that guy's at the front of the cave, so I know there's probably not going to be many people there. Decide not to sprint out the cave in case someone is following up the back, and I'm going to dart into this house. So I need 4 more kills at this point, and I'm in this building. I know they're going to be spawning on this side of the map, and I actually heard him manage to pick up the kill, stop myself from jumping completely out of the building, because that would have been a bad situation, because once you hit the ground you're a little bit delayed in your sprinting and movement, so you have to be careful about what you're doing. So we've got 3 kills to get at the moment, and I think at this point I'm deciding whether I should bait it out with the maniac, because I do have a teammate with me to kind of help me out, but that guy's going to get taken down, so it's a good idea that I didn't jump out. Managed to pick that kill. I can drop the SATCOM down to give myself a little bit of vision for the last 2 kills, and just to make for good measures, throw the maniac out, see if we can get some baiting going. So I think I'm sound whoring at this point. I think I know someone's there. Ark of God, he gets baited very nicely by that. And then I spot a couple of orange dots. I know he's in the building. He's going to be coming up. Easy kill for me. Pick up the guard dog. But not only that, the K.E.M strike for the boys. Let's call that bad boy in, because that's pretty much going to seal the game. There's only 4 kills left. Going to call that in. And that's pretty much all there is to it, you know, just smart thinking, looking around the map. This guy actually picks up the K.E.M strike. I don't know how I didn't see him now. I was like, oh, well, doesn't really matter. He's going to get K.E.M striked, and that's going to be the game. So, I hope you enjoyed the game. I have got a couple of other gameplays that I wouldn't mind commentating over. If you enjoyed this one, do feel free to leave a like rating. I will get back to streaming. I was busy this weekend. I will try and do it as soon as possible, and I will see you later. Peace out.